What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today's going to be a different type of video. It's also going to be recorded on a different type of camera, basically recording it with my iPhone. It was a last minute thought to making this video, as it's not the same topic as my normal content. I figured out, what the heck? If I help someone, at least I'll get some good karma. Hopefully. I have this ceiling fan in my home office that the actual pull chain for the fan stopped working. It's a 3-speed, 4-wire pull chain type switch that no longer turns on my fan. But I would double check your fan before ordering that switch, as some of the fan switches may vary. The fan manufacturer and type does not come into play. It's how many wires and speeds your switch is. Now, some would think once you get inside the housing, it's just a jumble of wires, but it's actually pretty simple. So follow along with me, and we're going to learn this together, because that is the best part. First things first, before digging into any electrical devices, make sure you kill the circuit breaker going to the fan. Although it's not life-threatening, it doesn't feel very good when you shock yourself with 110 volts. Ask me how I know. Son of a bitch. I removed the light cap before I started recording, but normally there are 3 to 4 screws holding the cap to the housing. Loosen those 3 to 4 screws to remove the cap. There are usually 2 wires powering up the light. Normally those wires are set up for quick disconnect, so this way you don't have the light dangling in your face while you're working on the unit. When looking at the side of the switch, you will notice a number assigned to each wire, 1 being the slow speed to 3 being the high speed, and black connects to the load. So with that information, now you say to yourself, great, I know what the wires that are coming out of the switch do, but where do those wires go to? Well, I'm going to tell you. There is a small black box located inside the unit. This black box is called a capacitor. In my case, it's a 5-wire capacitor. Located on the side of the capacitor, there's a little schematic. It's basically measured in volts, how many volts go to each wire, giving it more power as it steps up. Top being the low setting of the capacitor, 250 volts, to the bottom, 300 volts being the high setting of the capacitor. If you look to the right of the capacitor, there is a Y, P, and R. The Y stands for yellow, the P stands for purple, and the R stands for red, which in our case, the red is actually orange. I guess they must have ran out of red wire in the factory that day. Before we start cutting any wires, I want to organize the wires in the case. In my case, I'm going to get the white and the black wire that power the lights up out of the way. Once you organize your wires in the position that suits your needs, you're going to want to start by cutting out the old switch. I like to cut the ground wire first, followed by those other 3 bitches. Then strip off 3/8 to 1/2 of an inch of sheathing off all the wires, and you're basically just going to connect all your wires together. Black to black. The red wire from the first speed off the switch goes to the yellow wire on the capacitor. The blue wire from the second speed of the switch goes to the purple wire of the capacitor. And the white wire from the third speed of the switch goes to the red/orange wire of the capacitor. Before taping up the wire and wire nuts, I like to check the connections, make sure everything works correctly. If something isn't correct, I would hate to take it apart after I just got done putting everything back together. I'm not one of those people that enjoys redoing a project. I like getting it right the first time. Once I'm 100% sure everything is connected correctly and everything is working correctly, I like to tape up my wire and wire nuts with some electrical tape for secondary measures, just to be sure that everything is going to stay together inside the case. Fan is vibrating, and I want to make sure that nothing vibrates loose and causes a short or potentially a fire. Now you thread your pull cord back through the hole that's provided for the switch. Screw on that little thimble looking thing to hold it in place. I like to neatly tuck my wires and capacitor back into the case. If your fan is equipped with a light, don't forget to connect your light wires back together. Reinstall your shades and light bulbs. So that's what it entails to replace a 3-speed, 4-wire fan switch. Like I said before, this isn't my normal content. I basically made this to help people out. In case folks didn't realize you could replace just a switch. Not only is it easier to replace the switch, but it's also more cost efficient. On this channel, it's not just cars we like to keep out of the junkyard. We try to keep everything out of the landfill. This switch cost me $7 on Amazon. The link will be in the description down below. I'm on Instagram at a.patriotstouch. I'm also on Facebook and TikTok at A Patriot's Touch. Thanks a lot for watching, and we'll see you next time on A Patriot's Touch. Have a nice day.